Good morning. Welcome to OPG's Nuclear Discovery Center here in beautiful Port Hope. Mayor Hankivsky, I've got to say, it says something to the beauty of Port Hope that in this gray mid-February, the sun was peeking out here over the town, so very beautiful town. My name is Paul Seguin. I'm the Senior Vice President of OPG's Project for New Nuclear at Wesleyville. I want to welcome Minister Lecce, Minister Piccini, and Port Hope Mayor Hankivsky, as well as local representatives and our employees. Thank you for joining us here today. Before we get started, I want to respectfully acknowledge that the site we're gathered on today is treaty and traditional territory of the Mississauga and Chippewa Nations, collectively known as Williams Treaty First Nations. We offer our gratitude to Indigenous communities for their care of and teachings about this land. OPG remains committed to developing positive and mutually beneficial relationships with Indigenous peoples and nations as we advance our clean energy projects. Right now, across the province, OPG is continuing to make solid progress on several key initiatives that will be critical to supporting Ontario's growth in the years ahead. This includes our Darlington refurbishment project, which just last week, Minister Lecce announced would be completed ahead of schedule and $150 million under budget. The lessons and expertise developed as a result of this project will be applied to ensuring similar success for the Pickering refurbishment and the Darlington new nuclear project, and we hope to one day apply that same approach to the proposed Wesleyville nuclear project right here in Port Hope. A project that could provide up to 10,000 megawatts of reliable, low-carbon nuclear power. We appreciate the support of all of you here today as we explore the exciting possibilities for the future together. We look forward to continuing to work with the municipality of Port Hope and First Nations. And with that, I'd like to invite Ontario's Minister of Energy and Mines, the Honourable Stephen Lecce, to make an announcement.
Okay, thank you. Good morning, everyone. Thank you so much for the welcome, Paul, and thank you to our mayor, our host. It's a great honor to be back in Port Hope. To our MPP, David Piccini, thank you, sir, for your relentless advocacy for this community. And I just want to thank all of the amazing stakeholders, business leaders, community voices who are with us today as we really make history. We take another positive step forward to secure energy future. The backdrop of today's announcement is that our country is under continuous attack by the US president and the erratic behavior of the White House. And I think, what can we do as Canadians in this community today to help protect and inoculate us from the foreign shocks, from the chaos happening and emanating from the US? And the greatest weapon against the chaos is to build more here at home, to get more Canadians working, to leverage Canadian technology, Canada's supply chain, and to be proud that we are one of 6 nations on Earth with our own civilian nuclear technology. We're proud of that. And we're proud that a quarter of the world's uranium is processed in this community today of Port Hope. Think of our friends at Cameco and so many others. We are flexing our muscles, a true energy superpower. But to achieve that potential, we got to build. We got to get on with building in partnership. And that's why we're here today. Just weeks ago, to build your confidence that we know how to deliver projects on time and on budget, we announced the world's largest refurbishment of Darlington is complete. The construction is complete. It is $150 million below budget and 4 months ahead of schedule in the last unit we refurbished. That is repeating another unit we brought back last year, Unit 1, 5 months ahead of schedule, below budget. Bruce Power on budget as well as ahead of schedule. When it comes to our refurbs, we are doing something right. Canadian technology, Canadian supply chain. We're building with discipline, but we're also building Canadian. 93% of the investments we make in nuclear, which is also a good indicator of what projects like the Wesleyville nuclear project could represent. 93% of our investments stayed in our province and country. A huge value add at a time when our supply chain and our workers need that support. Now we're here to demonstrate progress and collaboration. And we wouldn't be here if we didn't have an amazing partner and partners on the ground. And so, following months of engagement and good faith partnership with the community and council of Port Hope, Today, Ontario Power Generation and the municipality will be signing a MOU that will allow us to collaborate and help move this project forward, take it to the next level, and help us get through the next phase of permitting so we can see what could represent as the world's largest nuclear generator being built in this community. Yes, up to 10,000 megawatts of power. What we really mean is power for up to 10 million homes, 10,000 permanent jobs, $235 billion gain to the national economy. My goodness, this is nation building. This is doing big things. This is having ambition. And this is the Premier's vision. It's doing the right thing at the right moment, stepping up, moving with speed, doing it in partnership. And I want to thank the Mayor, who's been a strong advocate too in helping us land this MOU with the municipality to take us to the next level, who's really been advocating to make sure she's got the capacity and the right people and skills in place, the human capital, to help lead this build out as well. And so we're grateful to you. And I'm grateful to everyone here who's been a voice of support. We opened up this Discovery Center last fall really with the mission of helping to build an awareness in education, the positive contributions nuclear power play. We've got a clean grid because of nuclear. We've got our own technology because of nuclear. We, are in the business of supporting 90,000 workers because of this amazing Canadian success story. So I'm very grateful to you, grateful to the team. I'm grateful to David Smith, the Parliamentary Assistant, who's with us today, who's been a strong champion of clean nuclear power. And perhaps most of all, I'm grateful to my colleague and friend, David Piccini. He has and will always be the greatest voice when it comes to the people of this community, standing up for them at the cabinet table, the caucus table, saying, look, we want to make sure investments flow not just in the big cities, but in rural and growing parts of Ontario. And he's a great champion for the workforce, for clean tech, and for you all. So will you welcome your hardworking MPP, the man who helped make this happen, David Piccini. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. It's an honor to be here with all of you. Thank you, Minister Lecce, for your leadership in a sea of instability. Through Minister Lecce's leadership, through the leadership of this municipality, we are forging calm waters and predictable futures. And I'm grateful for your commitment and your focus on ensuring Ontario will be an energy superpower. And I'm thrilled that this is happening right here in my home community of Port Hope in our riding of Northumberland, Peterborough South. 1,700 local jobs, a 15 to 20% boost to our local employment, and incredible jobs in the trades, incredible opportunity for university graduates, college graduates, and a next generation in our community. And I'm so excited because perhaps one of the reasons I sought to seek election was to make sure rural Ontario wasn't left behind, to make sure we have opportunities for our next generation. And thanks to the leadership of this mayor and council, we're building an incredible team here in Port Hope that's ready for this next chapter. Thank you to OPG, to Minister Lecce for the financial support for $4.5 million to make sure Port Hope is set up for success. We've got a great team here with the mayor and council. I'm looking forward to the incredible work to be done ahead. And for our next generation, behind these jobs that I mentioned is a young boy, a young girl entering perhaps a meaningful career in the skilled trades. We think today to the record number of youth who've signed up for apprenticeships in Ontario. We have more women today registered for apprenticeships than at any time in Ontario's history. And as we forge a clean energy future, these are going to be meaningful jobs for our community right here in Northumberland, Peterborough South. And I'm so excited because I know our local manufacturers who are here today represented by the incredible Northumberland Manufacturers Association. They will be ready to step up for this remarkable opportunity. For Canada to lead on the global stage, for 90+% of that supply chain, as you heard, right here in this country, in this province. It's a remarkable opportunity for us all. It's a remarkable opportunity for Canada to lead, and I'm thrilled that it's taking place right here in Northumberland, Peterborough South. So with that, thank you, Minister. Thank you to the Premier for his leadership and to everybody who's here today. I want to just close by saying this wouldn't happen without incredible local leadership. who ask tough questions, who make sure we're here to support and to work in collaboration. And there's no greater leader than our Mayor, Mayor Hankivsky. So with that, I'll turn it over to Mayor Hankivsky. Thank you all for being here today.
Well, good morning and welcome, everyone. And I want to welcome, obviously, Minister Lecce. Thank you for being back in Port Hope. I hope we see you on a more regular basis even than we have. And of course, to our local Minister Piccini, thank you for your continued support and advocacy for all things Port Hope. And a big thank you to everybody here in the audience for what is truly such an important and momentous occasion for our community. The signing of this Memorandum of Understanding marks more than just a formal agreement. It marks a shared commitment to the future, embracing opportunity, and ensuring that our community continues to thrive. This MOU represents a first step in a very long process and represents exactly the kind of investment that we need to continue in our path towards growth readiness. This agreement strengthens our collective capacity to enhance community engagement, to support sustainable development, and to advance economic growth. It empowers a deeper and more meaningful connection with residents and with partners, ensuring that people have a real, true voice in shaping the future of our community. It supports thoughtful and sustainable planning, respects our environment, uses our resources wisely, and sets us up for long-term success. And it positions us to attract the kind of staff and leadership in order for us to build a strong and resilient community. So by investing in readiness today, we are building a foundation that will help us to attract and retain the highest level of human resource excellence and ensure that we remain competitive and ready as a municipality for the task in front of us. I want to express my sincerest thanks to the Government of Ontario, to Premier Ford, to OPG, for our staff, for our leader, CAO Mike Malnition, for helping to bring together this MOU. And Minister Lecce, I really appreciate you working with me to ensure that we have the money in place for Port Hope to be ready. And if you need any help with $150 million that you saved from Darlington, we can certainly talk about that. I can think of a lot of things that we could use that money for. But I look forward to seeing the success that will continue to come from our very strong partnership. We are building trust. We are building a very positive future together. We are building a stronger and more resilient future, not only for Port Hope, for the province, for the nation. We are contributing to energy security, sovereignty, and to a strong, clean energy future. So thank you very much for being here. And now I'm going to introduce our next speaker, Arnaud Raymond, who's from Belden Manufacturing and the president of the North Manufacturing Association. So welcome.
Good morning, everybody. First of all, I'd like to thank you for the opportunity of speaking today. Thank you, Mayor. Thank you, ministers. Today, I'm representing the Northumberland Manufacturing Association. It's a non-profit organization that represents more than 100 manufacturers within the county of Northumberland. We collectively employ around 10,000 people. As a collaborative industry association, we are pleased to support today Memorandum of Understanding between the municipality of Port Hope and the province of Ontario. We look forward to working as a constructive partner as this initiative moves forward. Manufacturing in Port Hope and across Northumberland County is strong and continues to grow. It has showed great resilience during COVID and even with what's going on south of the border in the last year or so. Our sector depends on safe, clean, reliable energy to sustain operation, remain competitive, and support long-term employment. While energy is often viewed primarily through a residential lens, for industry it is a critical enabler of economic activity, job creation, and innovation. Ensuring efficient and dependable energy capacity is therefore essential to the continued success of our regional manufacturing base. Energy demand within our sector is also evolving. In addition to powering production facilities, manufacturers increasingly rely on electricity to support electrified vehicle fleets, battery-powered material handling equipment, and advanced automation and digital technologies, including artificial intelligence. This growing industrial demand, alongside the significant resilience growth required to support Ontario's expanding population, underscores the need for forward-looking energy planning. We believe Port Hope and Northumberland County are well positioned to contribute meaningfully to this initiative. The region has a strong and capable local supply chain with the expertise to support major infrastructure projects while creating long-term, high-quality employment opportunity. Manufacturing is one of the largest employers in the county, and health and safety are deeply embedded in our workforce culture. Values that extend beyond our facility and into the broader community. This foundation supports the highest safety standard required for projects of this nature. While our members support a range of energy solutions, and many facilities already use solar power or other renewable energy and other technology, we believe a diversified energy mix is essential to meeting future demand. To achieve federal emissions reduction target while ensuring reliable large-scale power to support economic growth and community development, nuclear energy represents a necessary and responsible component for Ontario's long-term and energy strategy. In this context, we welcome and support the MOU between Port Hope and the Province of Ontario, including the growth readiness funding that will enable the community to prepare and explore nuclear energy development in a thoughtful and informed manner. This initiative represents an opportunity to deliver sustained economic benefits, including skilled employment, construction activity, and long-term investment in the region. It also strengthens future prospects for local youth by supporting meaningful career pathways close to home, an outcome that is vital to the long-term resilience of our communities. Finally, we would like to acknowledge Ontario Power Generation extensive engagement and consultation with the First Nation impacted by this project. Their commitment to partnership, dialogue, and mutual understanding is essential and contributes significantly to the project credibility and long-term success. I want to thank you, everybody. And I want to introduce Mr. Smith as our next speaker. No? That's it? We're done? We're just doing photos.